howdy, folks. Is Vile Mike here? Yes. What the hell? As soon as I start talking Mexican music, oh my god, hold on.
I can't actually hear the Mexican music.
You can't hear that?
No.
It is Carnival.
I could hear it.
It's usually
like
not
as soon as I started talking to, someone starts blasting the music.
It's
it's
Carnival today, so hey, that's excusable.
We all need
Although I'm not saying we don't need some celebration. It's not during my live stream.
Okay.
Not this one.
Yeah.
All right, so
I don't know. It seems
the first thing
appropriate.
I wanted to talk
Sort of
about
like, blasting towards hell in a handcart kind of thing. May as well have some like tunes going.
Although, before we do anything, I love the fact that you're always rocking the last thing that we did on. So we got your avatar in the gold bikini from Princess Leia. I think that's still funny.
Yeah. Hilarious. I loved it. Elihu, I liked that the second set of ones you did for tonight. The first one I liked, except for it appears to be holding the lightsaber by the blade, which seems like a bad choice in general.
I can try to fix that for you.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I like where the saber was like held up with the beer bottle, but then it looked like it's kind of grasping above the hilt.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Well,
I see it. I see the one you're talking about. Okay, I can try to fix that.
No problem.
It'd be after the PSP.
Cool. I love them all, though. I'm actually still kind of tempted to just go with the first one you did.
Oh, okay.
But
duh, beer bottle, duh. I'm like, hello.
It just seems like a good choice. It just seems like a fun choice.
Okay, I'll try to fix it if I can't. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm a little more like chaotic neutral than really evil. So.
Okay, I guess you didn't like the stiff eyes.
Well, now that that's taken care of,
sorry, I know.
I was going to bring up the first thing. Oh my god, what the hell? As soon as I start talking again, they turn the music back on. Motherfucking.
Consider it your appropriate background music.
All right, so the first thing I wanted to talk about, though, was the shooting in San Diego, because, surprise, surprise, I was actually less than 2 blocks away when it happened.
Wow.
Alicia was on the train about to pass through the neighborhood. Yeah.
Well, no, she was in Grossmont.
Oh, I thought she was on her way home.
No, she told me she was in Grossmont. I was in Claremont Mesa at the Walmart, because that's the Walmart I was working at. I go out, just a little bit before noon, because I had planned it out. I had parked in a space that I know that by noon, the shade from the trees would be perfectly covering my car.
Nice.
So I go out there, and there's just sirens all over the place, and I'm just like, what the hell's going on? I look up, what's going on in San Diego, Claremont Mesa right now, and the first thing that pops up is mosque shooting on Reddit.
Yeah.
So, no, I did not hear the gunshots or anything like that. I was still working when that happened. It was more of the aftermath and the police response that I witnessed to.
And I want to clarify. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and like they completely shut down the 805 South at that point.
I wanted to clarify something that, in case you guys might have seen, Mr. CCTV was talking about, quote unquote, trans shooter. I want to clarify: no media outlet, right wing or left wing, mentioned trans. Only social media post.
Right.
I just want to clarify that.
Fox News did say something about it's a suspected trans person, and they literally cited that one asshole on Facebook who originally said it was a trans shooter.
They always say that.
I know.
I go by my statement I put in the public chats.
Hey, you know what would make trans people less likely to shoot at everyone? If you treated them like human beings.
Thank you.
Just saying. Like, if you treat people as like, if you ostracize them and beat and like, kick them down all the time, have a little like compassion for people. It's not the being trans that makes them shoot anyone. It's the fucking way you treat people is always, well, not always.
Yeah, there was a thing a while back about, and they've done it to trans people too, but I remember it primarily about talking about gay people.
Yeah.
Saying that, like gay conversion therapy is a good thing because gay people are more likely to commit suicide than non-gay people.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but the only reason that they're, more likely to commit suicide than non-gay people is because the way you treat gay people.
Exactly. Oh my God. It drives me absolutely. It's like
so,
you're completely missing the point.
Yeah.
Completely missing the point.
But as I said, this has been a hot topic for me. I've been,
I thought it was a couple of young lads that just were like led astray, basically. Was it not too young?
Well, there was a lot of misinformation and jumping to conclusions on both sides.
Huh. Okay.
And as soon as it happened, I'm on the San Diego Police Department's Twitter, and I was making a lot of comments saying, admonishing both sides of basically don't fucking do this and jump to conclusions and say bullshit that doesn't actually help the situation. Wait for the facts to come.
We lost you, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike?
Trap.
Can't hear you. We lost you there.
You were roboting the second when you came back. You're still roboting.
I still can't hear him.
If we try turning it off and turning it on, back on again.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry. I have to hear the Mexican music in the background. Still good?
Yes.
All right. So one of the things I want to bring up is the fact that there were people on the left saying that they thought this was an Israeli op because it was hitting a mosque. And I'm like, no, don't be saying shit like that until we know it's true. All you're going to do is stoke hate against Jews because people are going to equate Israel with Jews online. And, occasionally, I'd say most of the people were like, you know what, you're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that kind of stuff on Twitter, which is kind of funny. Whereas the right was immediately jumping onto the fact that this must have been a trans person or a black person. And again, I basically said the same thing. And then people would start yelling at me about like, oh, how can you defend those people? Instead of being like, yeah, you're right, we shouldn't jump to conclusions. I even had a fellow atheist who was on the right jump down my throat about it. Because he thought I was defending Muslims when I said that, this is a bad attack and shouldn't have happened.
I defend Muslims. I defend Catholics. I don't care who the fuck what religion is. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Well, anytime you're shooting up something, you're obviously in the wrong.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's shooting up a Catholic church, I'm support the Catholics. Somebody's shooting up a mosque, I support the Jewish. Somebody who's Islam, somebody shoots up a synagogue, I'm supporting the Jewish people. I'm like, hello, this is fucking wrong. I support the innocents. These people were innocent. I don't care what the fuck your religion is. I don't care if you're a satanic cult leader. It was fucking wrong.
Yeah, I'm not defending any one religion. What I'm defending is the fact that people have the right to go throughout the day without having to risk being shot up by some lunatic. And let's go ahead and talk about the two men that actually perpetrated this. Yes, these were teenagers. Now, I'm not going to say that they were left or right wing per se, but this is what I've been able to accumulate looking up every little fucking news article I could about this in the last, 6 days. One, a lot of their posts were anti-trans, anti-gay, anti-left, and anti-right.
And anti-white.
They seem to dislike
anti-black. Sorry.
Yeah, they also seem to dislike black people. They dislike Jews, and for a guy whose last name was Vasquez, he seemed to dislike Mexicans as well. So this is basically two boys, pardon me, who seem to just hate everybody. If you are part of a group or you were a minority, they hated you. It didn't matter if they themselves were part of that group or minority as well. They just hated everybody.
The information I looked into and I discovered was that they both did not know each other. They met on a social website and got quote unquote radicalized. They coordinated an attack and they live streamed it.
Now, I have not been able to find the live stream footage, and yes,
that's been pulled. Trust me, it's the original source has been pulled from the website from I think it was TikTok, but there are some videos floating around with the copy of it. But the original post itself from the live stream is deleted, is gone off the platforms.
Yeah, the reason why I haven't been able to find it because anytime I was getting close to the like a copy, it was always sending me to a website that did not look like my virus or my firewalls would protect me against. Okay.
I can actually click on 2 videos, but I don't want to watch it again. I've seen it once. I'm like, nope, I don't want to see this anymore.
But I did see like on certain news sites, still frames of it. And even then, some of it was still blurred out by a news agency, especially when they shot the security guard.
Yeah, Musk hasn't taken it down yet. It's still on X. And no, I'm not going to link to you guys so you can watch the fucking glorification of shooting. No, I don't do that shit. It's out there. Look for it if you want to see it yourself. I'm not going to post it. I don't glorify violence. I did not retweet or post that video either. I'm just like, okay, it's on here. I just flagged it for review.
And I had another person, like one of the other big comments about this was, why didn't California gun laws prevent this? Trying to blame California's more strict gun laws. And I'm going to say it right now. California's gun laws are not nearly as strict as people think they are. There's no limit on the number of guns you can own. Some handguns purchased in certain locations still don't need a background check in order to get.
There's a limit on how much ammunition you can make yourself. Yeah, I know some laws.
But there's no limit on how much you can purchase.
I know.
So, yeah, California gun laws, were better than some states, but they're still a fucking joke. Now,
and of course, now you can mail a handgun in the U.S. Postal Service.
Did it actually fully go through? Because I thought it was just certain guns and handguns.
It actually went through handguns. You can mail through the Postal Service, but the thing is, you cannot mail ammunition along in the same package. It has to be a separate package. So technically, you can mail somebody a gun, one package, and bullets in another package.
Oh well.
Yeah, as long as it's not transported and mailed in the same package. Little loopholes they made. Wow.
Yeah, and even then.
Yeah, all that trouble and you still can't ship humans.
Yeah, this is not the 1930s. You can't ship kids by the mail anymore.
Yeah. Listen, poke holes in the box and they'll be fine.
Well, you got to put some food in there too.
Sorry, what, Chris?
That sounded like LDG, and I said you got to put some food in there too.
Oh.
So
there was a time when you could mail kids by the U.S. Postal Service.
And again, It wasn't like these kids themselves seemed to have bought the guns. It was their parents.
That's typically how this is.
Say that again, Chris?
That is typically how it is.
The mother
Well, that's
allegedly called the police that day, told her about missing guns and her son and her probably the son. And of course, after the statement, the FBI did their casual, releasable statements. They were on our radar.
Well, yeah, but it's only because she noticed the guns missing and actually called them.
No. One of the kids has been on the FBI's radar about a year.
Oh, okay. I didn't see any statements from the FBI indicating that.
Yeah.
Everything seemed to be more of like the FBI was trying their best not to get involved with this.
Yeah, the mother was said she's been having problems with the son. FBI said, yeah, he's been on our radar for over a year. It's like every single fucking time something happens, their casual statement, they've been on our radar.
I think that's something they have to say because otherwise it makes them look incredibly incompetent, especially this current FBI.
Been on the radar. Why do they do anything about it?
But I want to tie it into, I've talked about it before. I was at a school shooting. I had people shot in front of me in it when Santana High School was shot up back in 2001. Yeah, that was 25 years ago, but it's still a major event in my life. Andy Williams, the shooter in that case, he also got his guns from his dad. He was 15. It's not like he's buying them.
But now parents can be prosecuted for their children if they do any kind of shooting. Yeah. One parent's already been sentenced for like jail time for that.
And I don't know if that's a federal thing. It might be on a state by state thing. So
federal.
It is federal.
Yeah.
I found it interesting.
That means it has to be done in federal court.
The different response here in Canada to a school shooting. We had one in DC up north a few months ago. They are going to tear down that school building so none of those kids ever have to go back into it. And they're going to build a new school.
Wow.
That seems like a useless gesture. That can do something about it instead of tear something down.
You think that that's an extreme response. Like, for the community there, it seemed like a completely appropriate response.
No, it's like putting a Band-Aid over a bullet wound. It's still there. I'm like, why would you cover it up and get rid of everything? It's like, hey, this happened in my life. I don't. It's like, I break up with somebody, and my mother's in the picture with my girlfriend. Like, why would I want to get rid of that picture? My mother's still there. I'm like, it's still part of my life. Yeah, a traumatic experience, but this is part of my life.
What's funny is to compare that Dandelion to what happened at my school. Do you know what my school did when Andy Williams, when he was shooting everybody, he was shooting them from a boys' bathroom.
Right.
When after everything, they didn't get rid of the bathroom. What they ended up doing was they locked the door. They painted over any indication that door led to a bathroom. Even though the girls, all the bathrooms in those buildings were, it was a girls' room, boys' room right next to each other.
Yeah.
So this was the one building that had a girls' room, but not a boys' room. Because, that door was just painted over and there was no numbers, no, anything, and it was permanently locked.
Right.
And like that's all they did. I don't know. To me, that was like they could have done so much more and so much better.
Yeah.
And
maybe
God, my heart goes out to those kids at that freaking center because
yeah,
those was a preschool. It wasn't a kindergarten. It wasn't like that's got to be even worse for them than it was for me because I was a teenager,
Yeah. My guess is that the shooters didn't actually realize that it was mostly a place just full of children. They thought they were shooting up a bunch of Muslims was probably their thought. Imagine they hadn't thought it out that well.
Sorry, Mike, hang on a second. I live 4 blocks. I live 4 blocks from a mall.
Hold on. I wanted to say something. When I was referring to some of the comments that I was seeing directly after, and I mean, within 26 minutes after the shooting, one of the comments was, why do we even have an Islamic center in San Diego? Why do we have buildings where they're allowed to train terrorists from a young age?
Well, damn.
So, yeah, that's the type of mentality that I saw, not just once from one account. I saw it over and over again. And of course, before I even respond to anyone like that, I make sure, what type, I check the account to see other things that they've posted. These were San Diego residents. These are people that had posted other things like from Padre games. So I know that these were legit accounts. And they were upset about not the fact that there was a shooting, but that an Islamic center was allowed to exist to begin with.
Wow.
So, and
aren't like Christian churches allowed to
but
Christian terrorists?
When I would call that out on them, they would be like, well, there's a big difference between Christianity and Islam.
No.
Now I'm going to let Elihu say his piece.
It's a lot more nicer, actually.
When there was a Jewish shooting last year or a few months ago, police were parked right in front of the synagogues throughout the city. When the mosque shooting happened, I live 3.5 blocks away from a mosque. There's no police present whatsoever. I still don't understand how the government decides to go, okay, we're going to protect this religious institute. We're not going to protect this religious institute. Yeah, I don't know about any other mosque, but there was no police around the mosque after that shooting whatsoever. 3.5 blocks from my house. How do I know? Because I had to wait 20 minutes for a bus on Market Street. And I didn't see anything at that mosque.
On the same token, they may have declined police protection.
No, the Muslim community around here was a little scared. So, yeah, they were really wanted help and protection.
That seems unfortunate then.
Yeah, I don't know what city policy is to defend or protect a religious institution after something happens in this country. I still don't know what the policy is. Is it individual personal policy or is it actual legislation policy? Nobody has actually defined that.
And Gap, to answer your question, do I think there's actual Islamic terrorists in the United States? Oh, sure. I absolutely believe that. But I also believe that there's also Jewish terrorists. There's Christian terrorists.
American terrorists.
Make a terrorist with an S. Finish your sentence, Gap. I had to approve it. I'll approve that shit. Finish your sentence, dude. If it comes out right, I'll approve it. Come on. Just don't do no racist bad shit.
Remember, depending on how you define terrorists, right now, I guarantee you that the United States government, at least some aspects of it, would consider everyone on this panel a terrorist.
There are Islamic terrorists in this country. Yes. There are Christian terrorists in this country. Yes. There are atheist terrorists in the country. Yes. Define the word terrorist.
I have yet to see an autistic group of terrorists.
Well, yeah.
I guess they're okay.
I've seen mentally unstable terrorists called KKK.
I mean, I've seen Catholic terrorists. I've seen
all the different types of Catholic
terrorists.
Do you honestly think that this Islamic center that was primarily a preschool and youth outreach program for at-risk youth, do you think that this was actually a group of terrorists?
Gifted terrorist, Amish terrorist. I don't think I've seen
I'm not sympathetic to any type of terrorist. Gap, I just want to let you know that.
I don't think you have to worry about much from Amish terrorists except for pitchforks.
Sorry. Gap, look at my X profile. Look at my X profile. What is the first word on my X profile, Gap? Yeah, I'm on a watch list because, quote unquote, Antifa is a quote unquote domestic terrorist organization. Well, nothing has been done about quote unquote Antifa members. And ever since Levitt made that statement, Antifa is the very first fucking word on my X profile. Antifa member. I'm anti-fucking fascist. So yeah, according to the government, I am a quote unquote domestic terrorist.
Well, I don't assume by default that any mosque, church, synagogue is, going to be a bed of, subversives trying to destroy something in America. I mean, it's just
there's always extreme sects of any religion, because for the most part, Islam, I would say 99.99% of Islam is like a peaceful religion. They're actually more generous than most people in Christian faiths. Like they donate way more money. Like whenever bad things happen here, the first people who are providing assistance, like donations, food, cooking meals, is usually one of the Islamic groups.
Oh yeah, the Sikhs help out a lot here.
Followed by the Sikhs, yeah.
Well, I was going to say, but Sikhs aren't necessarily Christian or Muslim.
But the Muslim groups are also the ones that are first up.
One of the 7-Elevens that I go to, there's 3 around my house. The guy working the morning shift at one of them is a Sikh, and it's weird because I don't give a shit that he's Sikh, right? But I have seen other people give him shit or treat him like shit because he's wearing the damn turban. Yeah. And he just stands there and takes it. And the guy is a fucking saint for some of the stuff he has to deal with.
It sounds like Bill for the corner store.
It's actually Sharia law, Sharia law. Sharia. But you know what? A lot of the stuff that they're promoting right now is far more restrictive than Sharia law. A lot of those Christian, fundamentalist, extremist Christian groups are pushing for far more strict regulations. Like Sharia law doesn't disallow people from having an abortion if the fetus is non-viable. There's none of that in Sharia law. So already you're worse off here under these religious laws that they're passing in the States. Obviously not here in Canada, but down in the States, you guys have far more restrictive laws than most of the stuff that you would consider a Sharia law.
Here's a fun fact for you. Hang on. Here's a fun fact for you. The Christian Bible, any kind of version of the Christian Bible, the so-called 10 Commandments, those are not listed as the official 10 Commandments. The Bible, God says 10 Commandments has to do with worship, service, and giving back. It has nothing. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not lie. Those are guidelines. It is not specific. Say these are the 10 Commandments you must follow. No, it's not worship. It's not ritual.
No, hold on. That's not. It's distinctly split into 2 books because that was the old way, and then when the New Testament came along, he sent his son, and then it changed. It was the law. It was the way that things were supposed to be originally.
All right, so you wanted a list.
What one group we haven't heard from in a while.
Specifically, of what Christians are doing that's worse than Sharia law. All right, Christian supremacy, as defined by the Southern Poverty Law Center. According to them, some of their objectives are legislating morality and personal conduct, including strictly regulating behavior deemed unbiblical or immoral. This frequently includes seeking total bans on abortion, enforcing restrictions of the civil and legal rights of LGBTQ individuals, including other minorities such as Blacks, Mexicans, and Latinos, in order to prevent the white replacement. So that's one of the objectives for current Christian supremacy stuff. They're against most immigration based on religious and cultural background. So they don't want anyone that is non-Christian entering this country. They want to
who are go back in the country because most of the Hispanic people are Christian.
Yeah, I know, but they're brown, so they're bad. They want to replace science curricula in most schools, including public schools, promoting religious history, teaching of history, as opposed to actual science and history.
And also, Gap, I'd like to ask, maybe go take a look at what's actually included in Sharia law, because I'm betting, I don't know it. I don't know exactly what Sharia law is, but I'm guessing that it's not necessarily something that's like, not all aspects are probably widely accepted. And I don't think any government should regulate based on like a religion. Like, I do believe in the separation of church and state. Like, you have to represent all people, and everybody needs to be equally allowed.
Sharia law practices prayer, fasting, charity, personal beliefs and ethics, family matters, marriage and inheritance, business and finance. In some countries, criminal law and governance.
Okay, and when you say
particular evidence that there's radical Muslims trying to take over the U.S., there's radical Christians trying to take over the U.S.
Well, and there's both. I would say there's both religious groups. In fact, I'd say most religions have some sort of radicalization in the U.S. at some point or another.
Yeah, but the Christian radicals are closer to taking over the government than the Muslim ones.
And when it like, let's take the worst thing that happened by Muslims in this country, which was 9/11. Remember who funded 9/11 primarily? It was the Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
And did we ever attack Saudi Arabia? No. Did we ever go after the royal family? No. We ended up going after groups that were almost only tangentially related. And I don't
know.
I honestly do believe it was Osama bin Laden. I just don't think it was at the time, we had cut off so much of his family's funding. That's why he actually had to reach out to the Saudis. Yeah. Do I think the Saudis actually knew what he was planning? Probably not. But it didn't matter. They knew that it was going to disrupt the United States, which is what they wanted to be able to maintain their oil income, essentially.
Yep.
So, one group we haven't heard from in a while is the mime terrorist.
The who?
What?
So the one group we haven't heard from in a while is the mime terrorist.
Oh, wah, wah, wah.
Gotta be careful with those. You never hear them coming.
Ha, ha, ha.
Ba-dum-bum.
And no, I don't necessarily think the United States should mind their own business because we have a global economy at this point. But I do believe that an extension of soft power in which is apparently something the current administration does not appreciate, is one of the reasons that so many bad things are happening right now. People remember a lot more when you hurt them than when you help them. It's just human nature in general. So,
with exception for miracles.
Think of it this way. You live on a street and you got one rich neighbor. Every once in a while, this neighbor will go ahead and give you a few bucks to, fix your water pipes or to make sure that your kids don't starve. And then for years, they do that kind of stuff. And then suddenly, that rich neighbor starts, instead of helping you out, is actively paying more money to actually hurt you. Like instead of giving you that few bucks to repair your plumbing, he now bought the water company and is charging you extra money for that water. That's what's going on now. And all those people that we were helping before are like, well, you're not helping us now. You're actively trying to hurt us. So why are we going to support you anymore? And yeah, I would hope he gets impeached, but at this point, I don't think, if you were to go back and look at any one thing that Trump has done, it would have been something that any other previous president would have been impeached for. And now it's become common practice. I mean, the simple fact is, like, one of the other stories I have about that I wanted to talk about, and we might as well transition into that, was he ordered his DOJ. And remember, he sued the IRS and the Department of Justice because his tax records were leaked. Now, one of the things I wanted to point out was the statute of limitations to sue the government at that point is 2 years. He filed his lawsuit after 5. So not only was the lawsuit should have been thrown out on those grounds alone, it instead was continued on. And because he's in charge of the DOJ and the IRS, he told them, you know, we're going to put he put his people in charge of those departments, and he ordered them to settle with himself.
Yeah, because the judge was going to just chuck that case right out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I said it's kind of interesting. Millions of Americans have their tax information leaked, and the only ones getting so-called retribution is Trump and his families, which basically says they cannot be investigated for any tax laws that they may have broken, which means that they just gave them a free pass for tax evasion.
So
that means their companies as well, not just personally, their companies were included.
So, Gap, how do you propose the government fund your military? How do you propose roads get built?
You know what? I don't even know. Gap, are you actually a United States citizen? I'm not 100% sure that you are, because this is a worldwide broadcast technically.
This is no way.
So I'm not gonna assume that you're actually from the U.S. because I shouldn't do that.
I think Gap's mentioned being in the States before.
We should be paying for federal tax.
So.
That's what dude. The taxes help pay for infrastructure as well. Okay.
Yeah, your military infrastructure, assistance, and also
public education.
Education. Also, the idea being that people with more can distribute wealth down to those with less, which makes perfect sense. It's like McDonald's is probably working harder than somebody sitting in an office, to be honest.
Oh well, if you want to look at it this way, the 400 richest people in America collectively possess more liquid assets than the rest of the population of the United States combined.
Mike, how are you voting on Proposition D?
I don't know. I've got my voter book in the car with me, but I haven't gone through it yet. So let me.
Okay, good. Let me explain to people. Proposition D is a ballot on the California election that's coming up in a couple weeks. It's basically called a billionaire's tax. Right now, and I can tell you this, San Francisco, multi-million-dollar companies have a little tax break, which means they have to have so many employees, and that means they can only pay so many taxes. Now this basically says we don't care how many employees you have to pay this much tax. The only ads I've seen so far are anti-Prop D, funded by PG&E. Okay,
so you're talking about the San Francisco Proposition G that was approved in November 2024.
Yeah, the property tax, the billionaire tax.
Okay, this is I'm reading an AI summary, so please forgive me because AI can get things wrong. This charter amendment created an affordable opportunity to provide project-based rental subsidies for extremely low-income seniors, families, and people with disabilities. Requires the city to allocate $8.25 million annually to bridge the gap between market rate and standard affordable housing rents and what extremely low-income residents can afford to pay. So it's basically a stipend for low-income people, extremely low-income people. Target household earning at or below 25% the area median income for disabled or senior residents, and 35% of the area median income for families. So,
yeah, the negative ads are saying if this passes, businesses are going to leave this country. That means money is going to be gone from schools and hospitals. Like, no, if the thing passes, money will be going for it. Okay, not against it. I just want to give everybody a heads up. When you guys see a political ad, look at the very bottom where it says "paid for by." Don't just go by what the ad says. Look for who paid for the ad. It's like surveys, studies. Who paid for the study? Who paid for the ad? Is it an individual? Is it a politician? Or is it a corporation who's paying for the ad? Please pay attention to this next time you guys look at this.
Now, I want to make it clear. This is only $8.25 million. This is nothing.
Wait, where's my ballot?
You know, for even a city budget like San Francisco. I mean, what's
ballot?
Hold on.
My sample ballot. Here it is. Voter ballot. Proposition D, section ordinance was strengthening the overpaid executive tax rate. Overpaid executive tax rate. I actually just fucking opened up to it. Look at that. I opened up right to it, man. Oops, sorry, wrong one. Open up right to it.
All right, so San Francisco seems to bring in approximately $16 billion per year in just its local taxes. You know, broken up between property taxes, business taxes, hotel taxes, sales taxes, user and utility access taxes, parking tax. I mean, hell, your guys' parking tax seems to be earns them $81 million a year alone.
That helps during baseball games, man. It does.
So $8.25 million is nothing, and it seems to help thousands of people within the city of San Francisco alone.
It does.
So it doesn't even say how they're supposed to get the money. It's just that they're allocating those funds. And here's the other thing. Like, Gab, you said, well, if we keep taxing billionaires in California, won't they all leave? No. Well, here's the thing. How many houses do you think most billionaires have?
I'll tell you that, it's more than one.
Because a lot of billionaires tend to have at least one home in California because they want to have easy access to all the things that go on in California. Because as much as this is something that a lot of Americans don't seem to like when they disparage California in general, 1 in 10 Americans lives in California.
Yeah, you can have a house in California, have your permanent residence in Arizona with another house and still live in California and still claim you're an Arizona resident.
Yeah.
Why? Tax reasons.
And there's, you know, most billionaires have multiple residences all across the country, if not the world. And one of the other things I said earlier, just the top 400 wealthiest people in America who live in America have more money than the rest of the entirety of the country combined.
Yeah.
Even said that he's willing to, even supports the rich people's tax. He's like, everybody needs to pay the fair share.
And yeah, it's not even by a small margin. We're talking about, if you just took those top 400 people, they have more money than over twice every other American, including the 1%, because remember, this is just the top 400 of the 1%. The rest of the 1% and every other American, they have more money than if you doubled what every other person in the United States owned.
Yeah,
Musk,
Bezos, just those two alone have more income than the entire GDP of the country of Argentina and Mexico. Okay, these guys can afford to fucking pay. And now Musk is supposed to be a trillionaire.
And there becomes a point where, how much money do you think you actually need to survive on? Because what they
seems like accumulating the wealth is the goal. Like, accumulating the wealth is the goal. That, like, if you have the most beans in your pot, you win. That's the broken part of those people.
They do claim to want to help people gap, but they actually do not in the long run. If you actually look at the books and the numbers, they're not helping the little people.
Oh.
They are eliminating jobs and firing people because, quote unquote, they have AI and high tech jobs to replace 5 people. So if you have an assembly line of 50 people, you have a machine doing the work of 5 people, that's a couple hundred people that got fired, okay? They're not helping the people. They're saying, yeah, we're helping the people by having our manufacturing get more stuff to you. But you're not actually helping the actual employees who are actually working at building that shit. You're letting them go. So you actually got to look at what they're actually saying when they say something like, we're helping the people here. Yeah, but look at your company. You just fired a whole bunch of people because you automated something. How is that helping the people?
If we could go back to this settlement thingy, Trump's stupid settlement thingy, how exactly is he going to manage to use that money? Because you apparently with a payout of this sort, like a settlement of this sort, you can't distribute it willy-nilly. It has to be like the people who it gets distributed to have to be associated with that. So they would have to be associated with his tax leaking to get any money. So the whole thing seems like greedy on 20 zillion different levels.
According to the DOJ, the only that anybody can qualify, they have to basically say, this is when I was arrested, this is when I was prosecuted. It has to be under the Biden administration or past previous administrations, not the Trump administration years when he was first president. That's excluded. And anybody can actually apply. And so far, Lindell has already applied. My Pillow guy has already applied, of course.
All apply and claim that you're it was under Biden, but it was because Biden didn't prosecute Trump that you've been.
All right, Gap. There's this person. I will talk again later.
Giuliani's one of them. Giuliani's one of them as well.
There is a makeup set for specifically catered to billionaires. This makeup set, Gap, has sold over 1,000 units and currently costs $250,000 for a set of makeup.
Is there something special about it, or is it just
every item is diamond encrusted, sapphire encrusted, ruby encrusted, all that kind of stuff.
You're paying for the makeup case itself.
Okay.
Yeah,
the container.
But it's still the usual cheap chemical crap. It's probably not good for your skin.
Pretty much.
Well,
I mean, it's got rare ingredients, but
maybe they'll just all die of cancer then.
Now, I want you to imagine, Gap, the people buying this. Remember, they said they only made 1,000 units, and every single one of them sold. How much money do you think you make, Gap, and how long would it take you to earn enough to buy that makeup set? How many Americans are worth that makeup set? Because as of right now, if you were to add up the lowest income for the for Americans, the amount of income, like minimum wage workers, that it would take to earn that kind of money in a single year is over 10. 10 people working full time for a year would have to work to buy that. And this is something that these people buy on a whim.
And I want to clarify what Mike is talking about. He's talking about California minimum wage, which is the highest in the country, which would take longer for anybody like in Alabama or Florida.
Well,
am I right, Mike? Am I right, Mike? We have the highest minimum wage.
Actually, let me do some. Let me bring up the little calculator app real quick. So we put $250,000.
California is the highest minimum wage in the country.
Well, let's say $25 an hour. Yeah, let's say $25 an hour.
Okay, yeah, that's reasonable.
That's 10,000 hours people would have to work
compared to the federal minimum wage.
So no, we're doing $25 an hour. So we're going higher than California minimum wage.
Okay,
10,000 hours divided by 40 hours a week. That would be 250. So that's
you're still there.
250 weeks. Divided by 52 weeks.
While Mike does the math, I just want to say that if you guys are wondering why California minimum wage is higher than everywhere else in the country, it's because of the fucking millionaires, billionaires not paying the proper share of their taxes, which means we have to pay more shit because they're not doing their shit. If they actually contributed to the state of California, our minimum wage wouldn't have to be so fucking high. We wouldn't have to adjust for cost of living.
The other reason, The other reason
and I was wrong. I was wrong because and remember, I said 10 people. No, it would actually take 5 people. 5 people earning $25 an hour, 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, just to make $250,000. But still, that's 5 people, and working for an entire year. That these people are able to just spend that kind of money every day, and not even, impact their savings or checking accounts at all.
Yep. They can.
I mean, could you imagine that these are people that
a little more tax is what we're getting at. The other reason to apply for that slush fund is to flood the system so that it's unwieldy. Just clog that shit up.
Yeah, this is definitely hurt the court system and that's something I think was part of the plan. All the thing that Trump wanted was the little statement from the IRS saying, "Oh yeah, we're no longer going to prosecute you. We're not going to audit you. We're not going to do anything." He doesn't have to pay a cent in taxes for the rest of his life, or any business that he's currently associated with.
Or his kids.
Well,
I suspect that won't stand.
It's him and his immediate family members and their businesses. That's the stipulation the IRS gave him.
I suspect that won't stand. I don't think that could possibly.
And who has made that statement? Trump's former personal lawyer, who he appointed.
Yeah.
Wow. Coincidence or what? I got Geloja. Sorry, I've been holding this for about a minute.
But I still say apply for the slush fund. Clog that system up.
Ever since the Nixon Watergate scandal, the IRS has audited every president every year. Just in case.
Yeah.
As of right now, Donald J. Trump does not no longer has to be audited by the IRS. He's exempt because of this ruling.
Wasn't even like a third-party person that leaked his tax records, so it's not even the IRS.
Was a party that leaked his taxes.
So it was past the statute of limitations. It wasn't actually the IRS, and it seems completely ridiculous. I think people are pretty upset.
Not only that, the normal fee or the fine for the IRS under these situations normally, how much?
Isn't it
it's $1,000.
$1,000? Yeah, but he gets a couple of a cool couple.
But he gets $2 billion.
Ridiculous. I honestly don't think it's going to hold up. I think it definitely is going to be challenged.
Oh, by the way, it was Tulsi Gabbard. Mike.
What?
Oh yeah, we talked about that like 2 weeks ago, dude.
No, that was recent.
Oh, 2 weeks was recent.
No, it was this week, wasn't it?
Well, I know she quit. Didn't she step down?
Did we talk about that last week?
She resigned about 2 days ago. But yeah, it's been on that has been on the wall for a while now.
Yeah, but I mean, apparently she stepped down because her husband has cancer. So
yeah, okay. I didn't thought we talked about it. I thought it was this week. My bad, brain fart.
No, but yeah, it's been on the horizon for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I guess this week was such a horrible ending of The Boys, kind of threw my week off. I'm like off by a week.
Save it for the next stream, dude.
That's okay. It's only in 5 minutes. Or are we
no, it's not.
I specifically have it so this stream is going to go longer because I knew I was going to talk for a while about the shooting in San Diego.
Finally.
Okay. I forgot to tell you that down the line.
Oh, how long are we going on this one?
At least for another half an hour.
Okay. No, that's fine by me. I always enjoy this stream, and I usually haven't seen half the nerdy shit that you guys are talking about. So this works out great.
All right. So, do you have a bonehead of the week or whatever it was?
Or a chucklehead of the week? Yeah, I don't know if I do. I don't think anything really stood out this week.
Oh, I found the Department of Justice.
Trump's total face palm in.
Oh, what about these? Yeah, Colbert show ending and Trump's lovely little garbage AI tweet.
Oh yeah, that was pretty gross.
Politics did it better.
Didn't have anything that we could really laugh at this week that I that I noted. There was nothing that I'm like, oh man, what a dickhead move or what a boneheaded thing to do. There wasn't any. I was busy this week, so
I put the memo from the Department of Justice about the 1.8 billion slush fund in the CNA chat, Mike. I had it somewhere. I was looking for it. I finally found it.
Wrong chat.
Yeah, but it's a CNA X chat. I put the copy of the memo in there. And where is it? Here's the Raskin introduced legislation to block it.
And so why aren't they talking about
several Capitol Police have already submitted a lawsuit against it.
Yeah. So, real quick, what's been going on with the Save America, Save Bullshit America thing? Are they doing that still or not? I haven't heard anything.
Well, they're still trying to, but they don't have enough. Did they get it?
Trump said he was stopping.
They didn't even get it out of the Senate, did they?
No,
I don't know. That's what I haven't heard.
Now.
It has not got out. When Trump made a statement that he was asked to show an ID when he voted, but the thing is, he only voted by mail. That never happened, and somehow some of the was like, "Well, I'm not sure about what Trump's doing." No, a couple of
as of right now, the House passed a version of the Save Act back in February, but it hasn't passed the Senate yet. So that's the update on there. No, but the other thing I was going to talk about was Trump's visit to China. And one of the things I like following are cultural creators on TikTok and YouTube and stuff. A large portion of them are Japanese, not Chinese, because state-run media in China and all.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the Japanese creators that I follow were basically laughing their heads off about Trump's visit to China because, Japan and China have a very linked history and a lot of animosity over the years. And basically there's kind of like a story in China about, a decadent government being taken over by a more, the moral justification one taking over for a morally decadent one. And it's always like the powerful one is the one that's is currently corrupt and is going to fall under its own weight, whereas the new one is righteous and everything like that. And Chairman Xi basically was saying to Trump, and oh, you are such a decadent person. Your United States is so decadent right now because you're building this ballroom. You want to build all this, this golden statue of yourself. You are you are the soul of America and stuff like that. And essentially it was China saying, the United States is crumbling because of you. We're going to now take over as the, most powerful country on the planet because you're so corrupt and everything. And Trump just stood there smiling and being like, yep, thank you for telling me how great I am. And apparently no other president has gone to China except for, Ford and Nixon. And each time
you forgot to mention the part, dude.
Sorry,
you forgot to mention the part about the 300-year-old tree. He was basically trolling Trump with that tree.
Oh yeah,
that was funny.
You want to explain that one?
They're in the garden, and Trump is like, "This is a nice tree," and she is like, "Yeah, this has been here for a long time. It's going to last forever. 300 years old, longer." And Trump's like, "Wow, that's pretty good." She was basically telling him this tree has lasted longer than your country has, and it always will be. It's more sturdier. The roots are grounded into the ground. Your country's not. He was basically trolling Trump with a 300-year-old tree because Trump wanted to promote his 250-year celebration. Yeah, she's like, yeah, well, this tree is old in your country. It has stronger roots.
Now, Xi remembers when Nixon visited China, and don't get me wrong. I will give Nixon shit for a lot of stuff.
Oh, great Vulcan prophecy.
When Nixon went to China, he went from a position of power and basically forced the Chinese government to do everything that we wanted, which ironically is funny in hindsight because one of the things we wanted China to do was let U.S. companies build factories in China, which they were vehemently against originally. Which
Dude, that's
again,
a great Vulcan prophecy.
Funny.
That's a great Vulcan saying, man. Only Nixon can go to China.
He was able to get them to stop funding the Viet Cong or stop giving aid to the Viet Cong for a while. So basically, yeah, one of the previous visits of a U.S. president, China had to do everything that we said, and in this visit, China did not agree to a single thing that the U.S. government actually wanted, other than the billionaires that tagged along for this trip. They were willing to cater to the billionaires because it's helping bring income into China. And you can tell that Trump didn't realize how poorly he had done until afterwards. And someone explained to him, this is what the Chinese mentality was. They weren't going to give you anything because they're trying to show you how pathetic you are. And if you look at the list, all the tweets that he did on Truth Social after the fact, he was trying to reiterate the stuff that Nixon had done. He's saying, "Oh, no, we secured these trade deals. We did all this other great stuff. We talked about the tariffs." And I was like, "Yeah, but nothing was signed, dude. Last time we made them do everything we wanted them to. This time we basically agreed to everything they wanted to."
When a reporter asked Trump, "Did you talk about sending weapons and selling weapons to Taiwan?" His only response was, "We talked about it." China has not released a statement about what happened in that conversation, if it did. The Trump administration has not released any information about the conversation, if it ever did. Massey is still questioning, is like, "Hey, are we selling weapons to Taiwan or not?" He has not gotten an answer from the administration yet because he wants to help the Taiwan government. He's like, "Hey, you guys are independent? Sure, we've always helped you guys. Here's some money." Wait, the Trump administration is blocking this right now? It's stalling? What's going on? He was waiting for the Trump Xi meeting to find out if the sale can actually go through. They're still stalled. Taiwan is still wondering, are you going to help us or not?
I thought that it did go through. They did sell some weapons to them.
No, the sale has not been finalized yet.
Okay.
And the other thing was, one of the countries she was trying to ask was, are we going to defend Taiwan? And every other president has basically said, we're not going to say we're going to defend them or not, but yes, we're going to defend them. Because it's always been, we're going to defend our assets in Taiwan, which our asset is the Taiwanese government. That's primarily what it is. This is the first time when a president was asked that question by the leader of China, and he said, no, we're not going to do anything like that.
Trump gets trolled a lot in foreign countries, doesn't he? Didn't he get given a replica of a golden crown that was actually the replica of a crown of a king that was overthrown? Was that in Thailand or somewhere? He was somewhere else.
Philippines, I
think.
He
gave him that weird, fancy looking crown, but it actually was a total troll because it was the replica of one from an overthrown king.
Oh yeah.
Tyrannical.
Old leaders seem to be able to troll our president so expertly.
Well, he's so unknowledgeable, right? I wouldn't have known that, but I saw some comments because it was well known in the area that was that crown.
Right? Oh no, he's the smartest president ever. He took 3 cognitive tests and passed them. He's very smart. Dandelion?
Because they had to appeal to Trump and kind of not kowtow, but sort of appear to be sucking up, but to their own people, they don't want to appear that they're sucking up.
Okay.
So that's why they do things like giving them a gift that is well known locally to be that particular item, but they know Trump won't know that.
All right. So I wanted to just do a quick little deep dive into Tulsi Gabbard resigned because of her husband's bone cancer this week. Yes.
That's the first time I heard that he had cancer.
Yeah,
he actually got this diagnosis in February 2025.
Yeah.
So it took her a little over a year to decide no, it's time to actually resign.
Well, yeah,
so,
that's a long time.
I have empathy for that.
I do have empathy for it, but I don't think I think she's using it as an excuse to. I think she was fired, and this is her way of saving face.
Yeah, but I still have empathy for her. It's like, hey, husband has bone cancer and sick. Yeah, I still have empathy for that part. Not her personally, but that part of the aspect.
The treatments have not been successful, and that he's close to an end date, and that is possible as well. Like maybe he had like the bone marrow transplant in it.
And I don't care how much of an asshole you are. Dying from bone cancer is not something I would wish on anybody.
No.
Yeah, that's why I said I have empathy for her on that part, man.
Well, maybe
I wish
Trump.
I wish those two good luck with that.
I wouldn't want it for Trump either.
No,
he doesn't have bone cancer. He has bone spurs.
I actually want him to survive and see all this crap he's done get torn down. Is kind of what I'd like to see. I don't want him to die. I want him to have to like live with the repercussions of his actions.
I want him to live long enough to realize what a mistake he actually made, if that's possible.
He'll never do that, but I just want to see all the crap with his name on it, like all his name torn off of things, and them to decide to just rebuild is it the East Wing that got torn down?
Yeah. Yes, the First Lady's office.
Rebuild the wing that was there before. Obviously they're gonna have to leave the six floor deep bunker under there, but.
Ooh, classified information. Now bunker buster bombs know how deep to penetrate. Wow, that was good of you, Trump. Like, wow, really? I actually said that.
On the same token, I'm pretty sure that it's not like you can't hide you're digging a 6-story hole in the ground.
Well, they actually can do that. They can go 3 and go under for deeper levels, but Trump said 6 stories.
Is 6 stories a good idea in that area? Isn't it quite literally swampy? Like.
Actually, 6 is good for that because the current bunker is like 3 stories underground.
Well, also, as long as you're, putting the foundations into bedrock, which, depending, I don't know how deep it is in that location, it's entirely doable.
All right, I'm just curious because it just seems
surprisingly, it's not as expensive as it appears to be at first glance.
You're going to get a lot of I'm just assuming seepage is going to be an issue if it's just damp ground there, because it's quite close to sea level, is it not?
It's about a foot below sea level.
I believe so.
Yeah. Oh well, I guess with the way they're treating climate change, it won't be an issue in another 50 years or whatever.
The other bright side is to know that with enough duct tape, you can just survive. Anything will be able to be built. So all they need to do is like line all the walls with as much duct tape as possible. So, all right.
Oh my God! If it moves,
the last major thing I'm going to talk about.
If it moves and you don't want it to, use duct tape. If it doesn't move and you want it to, it's pretty.
Hey, if the women don't fight your hands, at least they're fighting handy. You know that reference.
And only because you mentioned it, Dandelion, I have to. San Diego Pride. WD-40 was an invention created right here in San Diego.
Lovely.
And the WD in that stands for water displacement, and it's water displacement formula 40, because it was the 40th attempt to make it. It was actually meant to prevent moisture forming on jet aircraft parts.
Yeah, I know it doesn't work particularly well in very cold place. Like you shouldn't use it on your locks in Canada. Like, well, obviously you could use it here in Canada, but most parts of Canada, because it actually freezes at very low temperatures, kind of meets its own purpose.
In jet engines, you're more worried about heat, not cold.
Yeah, that's why you use olive oil, Dandelion. Okay.
There's other lubricants also available.
Well, olive oil is the best thing; it doesn't freeze. So.
Yeah, you might as well just stick to KY. To be honest,
olive oil works better, dude. Trust me.
Okay, well, that's very political.
Next topic, Mike.
Well, the only thing I'm going to bring up is I am a little bit worried about the election, the midterms at this point. because of what happened to Massey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. 90% of what Massey has done in the past, I have been against.
Yep.
But the fact that he lost his election primarily because he's championing the release of the Epstein files and to have the United States government do something to prosecute any of the people mentioned in the files as of right now, which they haven't done.
Well, and he's also against this Iran excursion.
True. It's so fucking weird to be on the Massey's side, considering I've hated like so many things that he's done in the past.
Absolutely. Complete like raging lunatic for sure. But right on some things. So I mean, some people just can't morally not stand up to Trump, right? Like there's loads of them that won't, but lots of them that just, have they morally have to, like, people like that, I think.
According to the Trump administration, that's against American policies to go against Israel and to go against the Iran war. So that's what Massey's doing.
Did anyone else watch his?
It might actually be better because now they don't have an incumbent in that position. It's two unknown people. So, and they're actually saying that the person running, like the Democrat, has like it's a bit of a toss up in that district now because they haven't gone with their incumbent. They've gone, and it was very close as well. So all the people who wanted Massey will either vote against this new guy or just won't vote at all. Like I bet most of those people, maybe not most, but a lot of those people probably won't go out and vote for the guy that beat him in the primary in the actual election in the midterm.
Hey, Gap, if you want to know about that story about the gold statue, Deadline put a link in the public chat last week about it.
Oh God, yeah. That Did you watch that interview?
Yeah.
It was pretty funny, wasn't it? Like it wasn't like super funny, but it was pretty funny. Like that dude was like
I wanted my money.
I think he got a lot of hate for doing the statue, but honestly, that man deserves like an award for doing that statue.
I want my money.
And I bet you there's something fucking weird buried inside that thing too.
I hope he did.
Like a big old pile of turd that got like poured in when they did the bronze. Or like a little note that said "fuck Trump" or something.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, it was funny. I can find it again. It was if you go to Jim Acosta's YouTube channel, you can find that interview. But here, let me see if I can find it for you again, Gap. It was a really funny. It was like a good interview. But anyway, continue.
Continue, Mike, because Chris hasn't said anything yet.
I think I was trying to bring up the fact that, we still haven't done anything with the child molestation cases.
I was going to say, though, on a quick note, I do have a sort of winner of the week. Jim Acosta, again, he actually did the cognitive test. Like he went, he had a doctor do the cognitive test on him just so that people could see like what it was. So it was a pretty good little spot as well. Okay, here.
Did he confuse a camel for a mouse?
A squirrel? No, he did not.
Oh.
He did not. Yeah, he mostly.
All right.
Oh no, I got it here for you. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm not even in this freaking.
All right, I had to go find it because I already deleted it. Gap, but I'm going to show you. This is a little AI thing that I had done about the Trump statue because of the past thing. It's not a golden lamb. This isn't false, idol worship. Despite the fact that we're blessing a golden statue of a guy who compared himself to Jesus. I mean, remember, he's literally said he was persecuted, or he's been persecuted more than Jesus.
Ugh.
So
nasty.
He was just as a doctor, not Jesus. Remember that.
Anyway, and Gap, that's the link there to that Jim Acosta interview with the sculptor. That the guy's actually like an anti-Trump dude. Like he's not a Trump guy at all. He's just like, yep, people commissioned me to make a statue, and I made the statue. Then they made me make it skinnier, and they made me take the like neck folds away, and then I hid it. I hid it so that they couldn't so they would pay me before they came and grabbed it. That's pretty funny though. That he did.
This was my little AI, and I guess you didn't see it, Dandelion, because you're not on Twitter, but that's where I put it in the group chat for the stream.
Nice.
And you know what all I did was, you know, the Movies statue from the Clerk series?
Yeah.
And James and Bob? All I did was ask AI to combine that statue and Trump statue, and this is what it came up with.
Jeez.
Nice.
Because the whole jokes in Clerks, the reason, you know, when it was brought up in, what was the original movie? Dogma.
James talking about Dogma, first one.
Yeah. Was the fact that, you know, each of those restaurants has a golden calf in the restaurant. That's why the Angels went and killed all their CEOs. So all I did was say, this is the movie statue, this is the Trump statue, combine the two, and this is what AI came up with. And sometimes AI does a fantastic job. I am not going to call this necessarily artwork, but it made me laugh.
I'd just like to say I'm really glad that they didn't make that belly hairy, because that just yeah, I know. Only I'm allowed to have a hairy belly. I mean, you know, my avatar.
yeah, good save. Good save.
I've got a hairy belly. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No,
good
that's
save,
okay. I just don't want to see it on a statue.
All right.
At least you don't have a hairy belly for the
about 10 minutes. Is there anything else you guys want to bring up? Because we basically mentioned everything that I wanted to bring up.
Iran.
All right. What about Iran right now? Other than the fact that the ceasefire doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah, the naval blockade lifted, sanctions relief written in the text. General Hormuz reopens under Iranian management. Fighting halts on all fronts, including Lebanon, everything included. This is what Trump is claiming, but Iran says, no, we never agreed to any of this. So basically, Iran says the Strait of Hormuz is closed because they're closing it. U.S. says, no, it's closed because we're closing it. Yeah, Iran is basically saying everything Trump said did not happen. I just want to know what the Islamic Republic of Iran has been posting and has been repeating, that the talks that they had with the Trump administration about the unconditional surrender, no. There was nothing about uranium enrichment included in this statement whatsoever. The whole point was about the uranium and nuclear stuff. It's not even included. Trump says it was. It's not.
Also, what do people think about the shooting near the White House yesterday?
It happened so recently. I haven't done a deep dive into it yet.
No.
21-year-old Nasir Best was allegedly mentally unstable. He believed he was Jesus Christ and tried to enter the White House last year, which means they were under the FBI's radar. He allegedly opened fire at Secret Service. It was not attempted at Trump himself. It was just to gain access to the property. People say, yeah, he tried to assassinate Trump. Like, no, he tried to gain access to the property. There was nothing about him going after Trump.
Yeah.
I'm still unclear if the second person who shot was a Secret Service member or bystander, because he allegedly acted alone, but he was unalived, and somebody else got injured in gunfire. And I cannot find out who that second person was. And immediately after, Trump made an excuse for the ballroom.
Of course.
Immediately after.
Yeah. There was one of the memes that I saw that I had to check up on, just because, you know, I thought it was fake to begin with. When I first heard about the White House shooting, I'm like, this has got to be fake. But that was my initial response. I didn't say anything about that online, but the meme I saw was a bunch of bullet casings, all engraved with the words, "This is why we need a ballroom."
This is Trump's post. Thank you to our great Secret Service and law enforcement and the swift professional action taken this evening against the gunman near the White House, who had a violent history and possible obsession with our country's most cherished structure. He didn't say going after him.
Yeah.
Nothing about attacking him. Then he goes on, the government is dead after the exchange of gunfire with Secret Service agents. This event is 1 month removed from the White House correspondence in the shooting. It goes to show how important it is for all future presidents to get what will be the most safe and secure space of all every kind of building in DC, national security of our country demands it. He's basically did not say they went after me, they went after the building. We need a ballroom.
Well, and the other thing is the fact that they so easily neutralize these threats is kind of like, we obviously don't need a ballroom because we successfully stopped these people from getting anywhere near the president.
Wasn't there a friendly fire? Someone died, a civilian walking by.
He didn't die, he was injured, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a civilian or somebody else, but somebody got shot.
There was a wounded bystander, but
okay.
Yeah. Suspect dead, bystander also wounded.
Yeah, but it was
I
shot
love
by who?
all these shootings going on, everyone seems to think, like, I see a lot of the rhetoric about, mental illness in this country. Yeah, it seems like we're doing absolutely jack all to, one, help the mentally ill, or two, prevent the mentally ill from acquiring firearms.
Yeah. Well, weren't there more attempts on? Didn't Biden have? Well, not Biden. Didn't Obama have more attempts on his life? They just didn't publicize them the same way. Like, weren't there 11 attempts on Obama? Like, way more than Trump had. Is Trump like just upset that people haven't tried to kill him as many times?
I could find that for a second. Hang on. Let me do this.
Like, I believe it was information that wasn't released till after his presidency. They didn't mention it during, but there were like.
How many attempts did Obama have on his life when he was president of the United States?
All right. Obama received
multiple assassination threats and plots throughout his presidency. Some were just verbal threats, while others were more serious plots, both domestic and international. For example, during his 2008 campaign, some white supremacist groups fought against him in incidents like the one in Istanbul in 2009 where he planned to harm him at a summit. Overall, these attempts were intercepted by the Secret Service and none were successful.
Obviously.
Of course.
All right,
thanks, semi-helpful AI.
According to the Secret Service, who does not publish exact figures or total death threats against any president to avoid encouraging copycat behavior, but according to memos leaked, President Barack Obama, during his tenure, received between 10 and 30 death threats, credible death threats per day.
Yeah.
During his time in office.
And I had heard there were about 11 that were actually progressing to the point of an attempt, but but it's just.
I mean, when
you're not special.
And now, comparatively, Donald Trump receives between 6 and 8 credible death threats per day. So,
but
say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, but when you paint the bullseye on the side of the White House, you should expect that.
Oh, in case you guys are wondering why Trump is not attending his son's wedding today and playing golf, he stated that I got a lot of stuff to do with Iran. But his public calendar states golf, golf, golf. And one of the main reasons why he's not going to Bahamas is because Bahamas prohibits convicted felons from entering the country.
Well, also doesn't everybody hate Bettina? Like, don't they just think she's like a treasure hunter? What do they call them? Gold digger?
Gold
digger. Yeah. But basically, the main reason why he can't attend is because he's prohibited from entering the country.
Yeah, my understanding was that she just wasn't very popular with the family, so I guess they figure it probably won't last.
Oh wow!
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm just reading something here. It says the Iran State Alliance News says, quote, "It should be noted that American officials have now acknowledged in multiple messages to Iran that Trump's tweets are primarily for promotional purposes and media consumption within the United States, and they have recommended that no attention be paid to these statements." Wow.
That's probably good.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
On that note, I think I'll go ahead and end the stream.
Okay.
To give us a little bit of a time period before the next one. And no politics on the next stream. We went extra long on this one because of that. And I don't know if I'll keep going an hour and a half for future episodes. We'll just see how much shit happens this week.
All right. And I'll try and find a proper chucklehead of the week or hero of the week next week.
Awesome. All right. I will see you guys on the next stream in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Later, focus.
See you in a bit.
Coffee.